So my name is Derek. I'm the founder of Afrotongues mobile app.
My name is Yolanda Nkosazana, and I am a language contributor on the Afrotongues app. I contribute isiXhosa.
Hey, it's Kellen, and today on Diversified Game, I have two guests. I have the founder, and I also have a contributor that, you always need a team to make the dream happen. So I have Derek and Yolanda. Derek is in Dallas, representing, everything great going on in Texas. Man, it could be a country of its own. We all know that. And Yolanda is in South Africa, representing the beautiful country that if you have not been, you guys really want to go check out South Africa. Welcome both of you to the show. Let's talk about Afrotongues.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I love this. This is the purpose, in life. Let's talk all things Africa, and find where our original homes were and get out of Babylon. But Derek, tell us about Afrotongues. I assume that you are an American, but you know what assumptions are. So give us the game and your story on how this started.
Okay, so I am American, born and raised, whole family and all. The app, it started for me, I would say a few years ago. I was working at an international agency, and daily I was hearing multiple languages, and it really encouraged me to start learning languages. Like it started out with Kiswahili. I started learning with a group of people, and then from that it turned into teaching the bit I know here in the community. And out of that really came the idea for the mobile app. Just because whenever I started learning, I noticed that there's no real resources for African languages. I had to dig pretty deep. And the biggest platforms out there, I don't want to say their names, but we all know who they are. They focused a lot more on European languages and even some Asian languages. And for me, that was a problem. Like there's no reason that there shouldn't be the same kind of value put into African languages. And it only felt right that someone of African descent is the one that creates something like that. So that's kind of how the app came to be. I can say it has 7 languages so far. We have contributors, as you can see, in South Africa. We have somebody, he's from Senegal, but he's currently in Morocco, as well as another contributor who couldn't make it on today. He's in Tanzania. He's actually out doing a mountain trek. And then, of course, we have contributors here in Dallas. But yeah, the languages are Gan, Kinyarwanda, Kiswahili, Shona, Wolof, and Yoruba, and of course, isiXhosa.
And so when you wanted to start this, how did you go find, great talent like Miss Yolanda?
So Yolanda, I actually found through a Facebook group that I was a part of. Here in Dallas, it was more just, I was already of the mindset that I wanted to visit Africa. I didn't have the app in mind just yet, but I was already beginning to make connections here just in my own city. And that's something any of us can do. I hope people understand, like, you can start at home. But yeah, so I built up relationships here in Dallas. A lot of the people that are featured are people that I either know, like the Yoruba teacher, he's my teacher, actually. I attended his class. And the others, like say Yolanda, I met through a Facebook group. The Wolof contributor, I found through Instagram. And I just kind of build from there. I have to be very selective though. It's been about the same contributors since we started, just because I want to be, careful with that process.
And Miss Yolanda, I want to know when he reached out to you, because I know you speak more than 2 languages. I would bet, and I'm not a betting man, how did you say, I'm going to give you Tosa and not Zulu, or even, you know, for all I know, you could speak some Afrikaans, but you guys have what, 11 languages, official languages. So did Derek come to you only wanting Tosa, or did you say, no, this is, you know, my native tongue. This is what I am best at?
Well, it's exactly as you said. I wanted to contribute my tongue, my native tongue, isiXhosa, because I feel like when people come to South Africa, they're only expecting to learn isiZulu, because isiZulu is the most popular language to learn when you are in South Africa. So when this opportunity came, I was very excited at first. I was like, yes, this is one of the things that is in line with what I do. And I was very happy to contribute my native language in it. And I was very happy when isiXhosa was contributed to Black Panther as well. It is one of the biggest languages there. So I was like, yes, this is the right project for me to give my all into. I was very excited.
Well, thank you for giving it. And you know, it's easier to say Molo than it is to say Sabona. But, you know, like you said, the most popular, and depending on where you are in South Africa, you know, especially for us Americans who barely get English right. If you ask many of the British speakers, you know, or those who grew up in, British areas, they say, man, you guys don't speak English, you speak American. Now, Derek, to build this team together, many folks will say, oh, Derek, did you go get venture capital? Did you have angel investors? Or did you sell one of your mobile apps, since you are an expert in mobile application, to be able to afford to build this team? Because we hear so often, oh, I would, but I just don't have the money. So how did you make it happen, brother?
Well, the first thing I'll say, I'm not a mobile app expert. It's more just a matter of having the vision and carrying it out. I did have a mobile app before that got a bit of notoriety, but in terms of like any financial success, no. Yeah, I mean, it's just more a matter of I've already done it before. I know the model that works for me. And, you know, in the mobile app game, there's native apps, which are the ones that we traditionally know, the programmed line by line by line by line. But then, you know, we're in the age now where we have hybrid apps where you can package a website and have it on both platforms, and it's a fraction of the cost. So in terms of the money, like, no, I didn't have any venture capitalists, any angel investors. It's been completely out of my own pocket, my own savings, and really just investing into it.
Wow, I love that. Somebody said savings. What's that? That money will rot if I don't spend it, you know, and that's why they keep shopping. but so, you know, with the app, can you tell the people, is it to get people familiar so they can just kind of, you know, when they travel, they can at least have a basic understanding, or is it an app that will get you fluent in one of the many languages that you have on?
So right now it's the former. It's more so just getting people introduced, because we really don't have that exposure to a lot of these languages. So whether you're traveling, whether, again, you know, people in your own community, you know, in Texas, we have a good number of Nigerians, but you go to other cities, it can be a completely different group. Just really getting people familiar with the languages, families. And, you know, ultimately the goal is, yes, fluency, as well as, you know, building business relationships.
Now, I have to ask Miss Yolanda, because Derek, he can't answer this question. Is he really this humble of a guy? Was it really just this easy working with him? He seems to have no ego, just chill, laid back. I want to get the work done. So is he always like this?
Definitely. What you see is what you get. The most easy to work with person. He's very easy. He made coming into this project very easy and exciting. He's very easy to work with us, I must say. So,
and
yeah.
Did you explain to him, you know, when you do the Tosa, like, have you, like, I'm thinking about the tribalism in Africa, right? Because I can hear my Malawian audience say, Kellen, you always say Mulibonji. Why doesn't he have our language on there? Chill out, Chichewa might be next, you know. But even the folks in South Africa right now who say, hey, but what about Zulu? You know how tribal Africa can get. What are your, you know, your thoughts to those who are going to say, well, what about my language? Can they reach out and easily work with Derek? Is my question. I know that's kind of a weird question, but I'm really just trying to show that the tribalism is real, but he's put something together that is beautiful. I mean, this is difficult to even get 7 different people together in a room, and he has them on an app. So are you helping him? Maybe that's my question. Get some folks in Zulu and maybe some other languages?
Yes. Contributors are welcome. And when I introduced the app into my circle, people were very excited because I explained how easy it was to be a contributor, and everyone was so excited about it. And people are lining up to contribute their languages as well. So it's all love. It's something that is aiming at unifying us. And I can say it's at the beginning stages, but as it grows, obviously a lot more people will come and contribute their languages. So I cannot wait for them to actually come in and have all 11 South African languages on the app. So yeah, it's something great. It's a great project. It's a great project.
Now, Derek, for those who are saying, hey, but what about my language? I know on your website, and it's beautiful, you have a sign up. If they want to, you know, be a contributor, what are the steps? What are the requirements?
So they would sign up. You go to afrotongues.com, there's the sign up form. From there, I'll reach out to you. Ideally, like I like to communicate through WhatsApp just because there's a bit more ease of communication with one another. So I ask a series of questions, and from there, we'll begin the process of just kind of breaking down exactly how you contribute and, you know, forming the lessons. And if I can really quick, because, you know, so often one of the questions I do get is, but there's so many languages in Africa. There's thousands of languages. So how do you pick which ones? And I get that. But the point is, for me, there's a problem that we have to communicate in English. Like here I am in Dallas. You're in, are you in Houston?
I'm in South Florida.
Okay. You're in Florida. Yolanda's in South Africa. One of my contributors, he could be in Tanzania or Morocco, but we're all having to communicate in English. And so it's really a matter of us finding whichever languages it is that we can communicate in, and kind of shifting that paradigm in a sense. And you know, the languages I have right now, that's the start, but it's not the final product, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The goal is to continue to build and continue to add more languages and expose people.
Definitely. Now, have you been to an African country, and if so, which ones?
I haven't just yet. You know, that was my goal prior to the entire pandemic, but I haven't been just yet. I'm sorry?
Okay, so not yet. And this question is going to sound like it's from left field, but I'm going somewhere. Are you a single man?
Yeah.
Okay, so Yolanda, we know when he gets to Africa, have your bride price ready, brother. You won't be. It's going to take you one trip and possibly 1 week. So just stay simple. Stay single. Would you agree, Yolanda? He has to stay single until he gets to the continent.
Yes, I fully agree. I fully agree. I'm gonna take him to Durban. If he visits South Africa, I'm gonna take him to Cape Town, Durban, everywhere. So he must stay single up until he touches down here in Africa. There's a lot of beautiful women here.
Yes. Go ahead, Derek.
Oh, I was just saying, I've seen. Yeah.
Oh, you've seen, and you've seen that, like my wife's grandfather, you can have more than one. You can have over 48 if you want, if you can afford. I don't recommend that. Might lead you to an early grave, but you know, there is different rules. Let me ask Derek, you have been, you know, in the community, you work with nonprofits, whatnot. It's like you're really going for sainthood in life. What is a community give back? Like if this app wasn't enough, but what is a community give back you haven't mentioned that you are doing or that you would like to do in the future?
Oh man. Oh, what I want to say, I can't say. I cannot say. I'll say this much. It has to deal with blockchain. I'm starting to look into blockchain technology, not necessarily a cryptocurrency though. This not a cryptocurrency, but there's so many other uses that it can be utilized for. So I'll say that much. I don't want to give that away just because that's a lot of money.
I understand. Yeah. If it's, I don't want the vultures, I mean venture capitalists, to hear it and you know try to run with it until you present it, you know, in your pitch deck. So I definitely get that. But I'm mentioning venture capital and angel investors. Are you even open to venture capital or angel investors at this point?
That's been a battle for me. I would say so far I haven't really been, just because I'm starting out, and my fear is with venture capitalists is that before you know it, the vision and idea you had, it gets away from you, and you're more beholden to the money that you owe them than the actual vision you had in mind. So granted, you know, things have been a bit slow just because it's only me and I don't have some large source of funding, but I would rather keep it, you know, 100% Black owned, we're being real, and continue to build on that. And from there, then we can find the funding. But it hasn't been a priority, you know.
Well, no, definitely. And I understand that. And I've told, you know, vultures many a times, no, that's not going to work for at least this project, because it, you know, for many a reason. Because I mean, they could give you money and then they pretty much can own you if you don't structure the deal right. But, you know, there are some good venture capitalists out there. And I just had to know. But I also see your app being a place where tourism boards can promote and strike a deal with you for those coming in. So people come in. Would you agree, Yolanda? I hear you.
Yes. This app has so much potential to grow. I saw that as well. The whole continent behind this app and advertising, and you know, I saw tourism coming in, and my vision for it is big as well as what you are saying. I agree. That's what I saw as well.
Well, I want people to check the link in the description box. I want you to download the app. I did it. It was so easy to do, to be able to hear the words and try to get familiar. It was great. I want you to do that now. And Derek, I'm going to give you, you know, the last words, what you want to tell the people, you know, anything you want to leave them with. Maybe you have a book you want to tell them, hey, I'm going to come out with this book in 2022. Whatever you want to leave the people with, please bless them with your last words, please.
All right. Well, first off, thank you for the time. Thank you for allowing us both on. I would say we did just release the latest lessons. We had a back to school campaign. You know, here in America, the kids are back at school. So it's a really good opportunity for families. That's kind of been the focus with this portion, just to get familiar with, you know, your morning routines, wake up, brush your teeth, go to school, eat lunch, just the way that families can practice something on the daily. And, you know, there will be more lessons in time. If there are any angel or venture capitalists that are willing to reach out, I'm willing to listen. It's not as if it's an absolute no, but it is something I do want to be careful about. But we are open to that. And yeah, like I say, I mean, thank you again. I feel this is something that's the beginning of things. You know, it's the beginning of a new world in which we communicate on our own terms. That's really what the project is, and I hope people take part in it.
Well, you guys have been blessed by the game, and I want to thank you, the audience. You know, majority of the audience are listeners, but you have made it known to me that we are in the top 2% of global ranking on Listen Notes. I appreciate that. Where all the, you know, all the podcast geeks understand. And thank you even for the YouTubers with the slow roll of hitting our new goal of over, you know, 1,000 YouTube subscribers. You know, we're just here to give you the game. Make sure you share the game because it will change somebody's life. You guys be blessed. And I'm going to stop recording, but you two feel free.